Hello children, how are you all? I hope everyone are safe at home, right? In 11th standard, we have discussed about 13th and 14th group elements of P block. Now today I am going to explain you in organic chemistry 15th group elements. 15th group elements are headed by nitrogen. We also call it as nitrogen family. Right. So this 15th group consists of certain elements, namely nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Okay. So initially if you go with the occurrence, nitrogen is the major component of air. Around 78% of atmospheric air consists of nitrogen. Not only like that, nitrogen is obtained in the form of nitrates. Right, and then nitrogen is the important heteroatom that is present in amino acids or proteins, you can say. And then coming to phosphorus, phosphorus is mainly it is also an important cellular component of all plants and animals, like DNA, RNA. All these consists of this heteroatom in the form of diphosphate ester. Right, and then this phosphorus is also obtained from epitite family like fish, poultry, nuts, eggs and all, right? And then the other three elements like arsenic, antimony and bismuth, these elements are obtained in the form of sulfides. This is the way how you are getting all these elements, right? And then after that, if you move on to the electronic configuration of these elements, electronic configuration, the general electronic configuration is NS2 and NP3. Here you can see. So nitrogen belongs to the second group and phosphorus to the, nitrogen belongs to the second period, phosphorus to the third period, arsenic, antimony, bismuth and so on. So the general electronic configuration is NS2, NP3. Coming to the nitrogen, nitrogen's configuration, outermost electronic configuration is 2s2, 2p3, and coming to phosphorus 3s2, 3p3 and so on like that. So usually all the elements, they are having 5 valence electrons. Okay, and the ionization enthalpy, if you talk about, ionization enthalpy decreases as you move down from nitrogen to bismuth as the metallic nature increases and the non-metallic nature decreases. Nitrogen being more electronegative when compared to phosphorus and the remaining elements, it is more electronegative element in this 15th group. Ionization enthalpy decreases, electronegativity also decreases, right? And then coming to nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metals, arsenic and antimony are metalloids, and bismuth is a metal. So all the three different types of elements are present here, like the first two are non-metals. As you go down, the non-metallic nature decreases and the metallic nature increases. So in this way, the chemical behavior also is not completely similar, but they differ from each and other element. Okay, that is all about electronic configuration, ionization enthalpy and of course electronegative. Nitrogen is more electronegative in this group. And then coming to ionization enthalpy, here you can see that they are NP3. So NP3 in the sense here, if this is the p orbital, every orbital is occupied with single electron. So we call this as an half-filled p or half-filled p orbital. So being the elements or having half-filled p orbitals, these are little bit more stable. That extra stability is due to half-filled p orbitals, and that is why ionization enthalpy of these elements is slightly more when compared to the previous group or the succeeding group, because of this half-filled p orbitals. So half-filled p orbitals give extra stability to these elements. And then coming to the oxidation state, here all these elements, they possess variable oxidation state as -3, +3 and +5. And it is found that +3 is the stable oxidation state. As you move down, +5 increases, and they are all covalent in nature with +5 oxidation state. Now, here, as I told you, the stabler form is the +3 oxidation state. Nitrogen forms only compounds with +3 oxidation state. It cannot form any pentahalides unlike phosphorus. Phosphorus forms pentahalides like phosphorus pentachloride, like that. But nitrogen cannot form NCl5 because it is like non-availability of d orbitals. Nitrogen do not possess any d orbitals, so it cannot extend its covalency beyond 3. That is one of the anomalous nature of nitrogen. But this nitrogen is possessing variable oxidation state. Like there are different types of oxides that are formed with nitrogen, like N2O, like NO, N2O3. You have NO2. You have N2O5, like that. There are many oxides. If you observe here, you can see that this nitrogen is having a +1 oxidation state, and here +2 oxidation state, here +3, here +4, and nitrogen is possessing +5 oxidation state. So there are different types of oxides. You can also remember them as this is nitrous oxide, this is nitric oxide, dinitrogen trioxide, nitrogen dioxide, dinitrogen pentoxide. So nitrogen is possessing variable oxidation state right from +1 to +5 when it is reacting with oxygen in the form of oxides. And nitrogen also possesses a -3 oxidation state when it is with ammonia, NH3, you can see. So in this way, different oxidation states are exhibited by nitrogen. Not only that, here phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, as you go down, here +5 oxidation state increases due to the availability of d orbitals, right? And then nitrogen and phosphorus, they undergo disproportionation, that is nitrogen simultaneously undergo reduction as well as oxidation when they are in acidic medium, right? Nitrogen is slightly different from the other elements of the same group. Nitrogen's anomalous nature is explained now, and nitrogen is having very small size. Due to its small size, it is having high ionization enthalpy as well as high electronegativity. That is, nitrogen is having a tendency to accept electrons more when compared to phosphorus, right? And then it is there are no d orbitals because it belongs to the second period. There are only 2 shells, s and as well as the p orbitals. There are no d orbitals. Non-availability of d orbitals do not extend its covalency beyond 3. That is one of the nature. And then it forms p-pi bonds because of the small size. The overlapping of p-pi bonds is very high, which is not seen with the other elements that are present in the same, like phosphorus, arsenic. They cannot form p-pi because their orbitals are completely diffused, right? Not only it is forming 3 triple bonds, 3 bonds between 2 nitrogen atoms. This nitrogen forms double bonds and triple bonds with other atoms like carbon as well as oxygen. And then here you see nitrogen forms a triple bond between you'll see triple bond between 2 nitrogen atoms in a molecule, and because of the presence of a triple bond, here the bond enthalpy is very high and nitrogen molecule is not easily decomposed or it cannot be easily broken. Here around 941.4 kilojoules of energy is required to break the 3 bonds or the triple bond between the nitrogen atoms in the nitrogen molecule. So because of high bond enthalpy, here this nitrogen gas is considered as an inert gas or cool gas. Only when high temperatures are supplied, this nitrogen reacts with the other elements to form compounds. And also nitrogen forms hydride, namely ammonia, which is forming hydrogen bonding, where phosphine is not forming hydrogen bonding because of its small size and high electronegativity. And also one more important anomalous nature is this nitrogen is not possessing catenation, whereas the other elements possess catenation, right? So here that catenation is not possible with nitrogen because the single bond enthalpy or the single bond between two nitrogen atoms is very less due to inter-electronic repulsions. Because of the small size, there are certain inter-electronic repulsions, and because of that inter-electronic repulsions, the single bond between two nitrogen atoms is not stable, which does not allow nitrogen for catenation when compared to the other elements. So these are the different anomalous properties of nitrogen. Once again, a nitrogen possesses small size, it has high ionization enthalpy, high electronegativity, it do not possess any d orbitals, so it cannot extend its covalency beyond 3, and it forms p-pi bonds, of course, and there is a triple bond between two nitrogen atoms, and the bond enthalpy is very high, so that is why nitrogen is inert as well as cool, right?